welcome to the Primetime 585 podcast. In studio, we've got the best producer in the five. We got Julio in studio. We don't have Jake today. We might have to fire Jake, man. Jake is at his real job today. We always got him in studio. But of course, I'm joined by Mr. Coach Iglesias, the luckiest man in Section 5. How you doing today?
Luckiest. You know what? Mm-hmm. Marriage should be like an NBA contract.
Uh-huh.
So you could sign for like 5 years and then opt out.
Oh, 5 years is kind of long though. I would have been opt out. I'm telling you that right now. So I'm 30 years in. I keep saying, man, people have done shorter bids than I've done 31 years. We celebrated our son's birthday yesterday. Anthony turned 25. Happy birthday to our son. To our son, Anthony. Okay, let's get right into it. We had a lot that went on in Section 5 today. Let's start off with some Section 5 cheer, Gerard. Wayne and Spencerport had competitions this past week. And let's start with the Spencerport one. Spencerport, the grand champs, was Greece Athena. Mm-hmm. Those girls, man, they were doing the thing, right? But there's other different people that was in this competition. HFL's always been competitive. They had Pembroke, Calmum, they got some JV squad and some modified squad. But the Greece Athena cheerleaders, they hit zero. Hit zero means that they didn't have much wobbling or whatever they do. They do it. And then for the Wayne, Battle of the Bows was at Wayne. And that's Canandaigua, Wilson, Palmac, Monroe, Marcus Whitman, Churchill, Chili, and Lyons in that competition. And Gates Chili was the grand champs there. They also hit zero. So we got to shout out these cheerleaders, man. Mm-hmm. They put in a lot of work. Yeah. They put in a lot of time. And they are, especially the base. We got to talk about the people up top. Okay, kudos to them. But you got to be strong at the bottom of that base, right?
Mm-hmm. They got to hold the flyer up. Well, there's no flying in games.
But there's lifting. There's a lot of lifting. So we want to shout out cheer. A lot of competitions went down. We did take in 2 of them. So congratulations to both Greece Athena cheer and Gates Chili cheer. They were the grand champs of both those competitions. Now let's go on into some girls soccer. Man, listen. We're getting towards the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really tight right now.
Yeah,
Mercy versus Athena.
Every game really matters a lot at this point.
Let's talk about Mercy versus Athena. Let's go into that one first.
Well, Athena, they got 2 goals from Haley Drake. She's having a great season. And 1 from Brielle Nicholson for the 3-1 win. Emily Montagliano.
Yep.
Yeah, she was great in the goal.
Yeah.
Right? And she had a huge save from point blank range, to preserve the win.
Let me just add, Haley Drake they played yesterday. Mm-hmm. She had 4 goals.
Yeah.
She had 4 goals yesterday.
That's a lot of goals.
She's also a twin.
And Brielle also had a goal.
And Brielle, yep. Mm-hmm. So, and she's only a 9th grader, Jamaican. Just like me.
Hey, Athena's now 12-1-1, mm-hmm. and they beat Olympia.
Their crosstown rivals. Yep.
So, but let me say something real quick about Mercy. Mercy gave them a run. It was 3-1. They hit the crossbar 3 times. They was right there, close. Listen,
Haley Drake is good. The rest of the team is good. But you're right. Mercy did give them a run. Mm-hmm. And Mercy's young. And they're rebuilding. They're a very good team. They're very, very tough. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to Athena girls. They 12-1-1 for Athena.
Yeah.
Only loss. Only 1 loss. Mm-hmm. And they also gave Spencerport a run. So
they tied them.
Yeah. So that just tells you the level of Athena soccer right now. Let's go into now some girls soccer wrap, where we're going to wrap all these different girls, right? So Spencerport versus Hilton and Mendon versus Brockport went down. So let's talk about the Spencerport versus Hilton game first, Gerard. So that game, wow. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it was a 1-0 thriller won by Spencerport. They scored the only goal of the game in the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And that goal was scored by Liana Tata. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Emily Peacock. They have Emily Peacock. They have a solid defense, and their goalkeeping. They keep Spencerport at the top of AA at 13-1-1.
But let me give you some history on Spencerport real quick. So they had a run from 2016 to 2024, right? They were sectional champs. You couldn't touch them, right? Mm-hmm. In 2023, they were the state AA champions, mm-hmm. right? They had the longest consecutive run of 64 game winning streak from 2016 to 2018. No one beat them. Okay.
We're talking about in Section 5.
In Section 5,
Yeah.
right? And then in 2023, that was a special year. We covered them that entire
Yeah.
year. They went 23-0-0 that year, right? They had no loss and no tie. That's hard.
Yeah.
No loss, no tie. That's when I think they had. I call her the wall. What was her name? I can't remember the
The
goalie's
wall,
name.
yeah.
Allowed only 3 goals that season, that entire season. So let's talk about that. Clarence is the one that snapped their 59 game winning streak, right, last year. So they're a perennial powerhouse out at Spencerport. And we got to make sure we say that because they are nothing to play with.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
But Hilton played with them.
That's my point.
They were tough, and they're much better than their records.
Defensively, Hilton is much better than people think. I was impressed with the Hiltons.
Yeah, they're
Hilton girls,
fast.
they're fast.
Yeah.
Bunch of athletes.
Yeah.
Bunch of athletes.
But like you said, Spencerport's dominated the last decade, but this year they don't seem to be the lock that they've always been.
They got to work for everything.
Yeah, I mean Churchville Chili is right there. Webster Thomas, who knocked off Spencerport this year. Yep. And Mendon, they're all going to be in the mix later on, come sectional time.
So talk about Mendon. Mendon played Brockport last night. First of all, I want to shout out Brockport. Brockport is also a very tough team.
Very good team, yeah.
They are very well coached and very, very, very good team. So that Brockport Spencerport game, I know Ella Van Putt. First of all, there is no scoring until like 4 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
4 minutes left. Lillian Larimer to Ella Van Putt for that goal.
What a beautiful goal. They've been playing together forever. So
they timed each other very well.
Yeah.
The timing was excellent.
Yeah. So Ella passed it. It was a give and go.
No, Larimer passed it to.
Ella passed it to Larimer, who her back was to the goal. She kicked it backwards and set her up perfectly for the game's only goal.
Well, I just want to congratulate them. Those Mendon girls, they are special also. Look for that. That class, ooh, it's loaded.
Yeah.
That class is loaded. So congratulations to the Mendon girls on that win. Let's get right into some boys soccer. This is the one you wanted to talk about, Gerard. Churchville Chili versus Fairport went down. And when I say went down, let's give some history of what's going on for these two teams, right? Churchville Chili is the number 7 team in the state at AA. Okay, Fairport is the number 1 team at AAA, and they're number 5 team in the country.
Big country.
Big country, right? Yep. So they were scoreless. So we're gonna set it up so you could finish it. They were scoreless in the first half. So talk about what happened after that.
Yeah, I mean they had some good shots on goal. 5-1 in fact. I'm talking about Fairport.
Fairport, yeah, they're 5-2 in the first half. Yeah.
Yeah,
but Churchville Chili, they were. The thing about Churchville Chili is I think that they were a little bit tentative that first half because I've seen them do a lot more shots on goal, but
the defense.
Fairport defense number 5. Listen, he was a problem for Churchville Chili. Now I'm gonna give Evan Ferticino his credit, but them 2 guys in the back, especially number 5, they did the do.
Yeah.
They did the do with him. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. So, like I said, it was a scoreless game until about 22 minutes left. Trevor Scopa had an amazing corner kick. He fell on his face and got up and just kicked it. Didn't reset himself.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Perfect to Alex Grader, who headed it in.
He used all 6'5" of that basketball body to head that in because he's tall, right?
Yeah.
And he's very athletic, and he utilized every inch of that athleticism in order to make that goal. And then we were at, I can't remember, there was a goalie coach. We covered a team a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we interviewed a goalie coach, and I still remember what he said. He said, when a goal happens, within 3 minutes or so, prepare for either them to answer or another goal to happen.
Yeah.
So I've been on my P's and Q's since that interview, and I always watch for that. And at the 17-minute mark, they scored. Trevor Scopa scored his own goal right after that.
Yeah, a really nice goal. Goalie Evan, how do you say it?
Ferticini.
Yeah, yeah, he was great in the goal. He made some big saves.
Huge saves, huge saves. But we still got to shout out that defense on the back of him.
Yeah, number 5 you was talking about, that's Preston Richards. Him
Yes,
and
that's his
Alex
name.
Grader. Yeah, they anchored that defense. He made a great play. The goalie was beat, he was out, and before the ball went in, he at the last second he headed it out of the goal.
But Churchill Child, they're going to be okay. They're kind of sometimes you just need a loss. They're going to be okay in their class.
And it's a bigger school. Fairport's a bigger school, and number 1 in the country. So, yeah.
But congratulations, Fairport, on that win. Now let's go on to some girls volleyball. What would I tell you? We took in some good games this week. Let's start off with the Fairport versus Hilton game. So, Drew, I'm going to turn this one over to you. Fairport, Hilton. First of all, let me first say, this went all 5.
Yeah.
It was we were there for 2.5. It was a 2.5 hour game, and we had a long day that
That was
day.
our third game.
That was
that
our
day.
third. We thought it was going to be over. Hilton, though,
Yeah.
their record do not reflect how good the Hilton girls volleyball
Yeah.
team is. Talk about this game.
Yeah, and it seems like whenever we go to we've seen Fairport twice this year, and both times it went 5 sets.
Both times, they're tired of us.
Make sure we pack dinner next time we go see Fairport,
Yeah.
okay? But yeah, Fairport came away with the 5-set win. They have Eva Kovalyova Monosky,
You know who she is.
Sydney Reed, Scarlett Drost, Isabel Buss. The setter is Lucia Zukaitis, and the libero is Mila Bonus. She's a really good player from
Yeah.
the Bonus family.
The Bonus family, yeah, because her brother was also extremely good.
Yeah.
Extremely good. They're a volleyball family for sure. But they came out with the win. One of the sets went like 32-30. It was unbelievable. When you get 2 good teams like that going back and forth, it's really good volleyball. Talk about good volleyball, Drew. Let's go into the Schrader versus Penfield game, which was also, this is a matchup of 2 very elite teams. Schrader came in 12-1. Penfield came in 8-2. Schrader won in 4 sets. Okay, I can't say Maddie's last name. Maddie Sifakongovicet.
Yes, Sifakongovicet.
And the front line was Maura Eugene, Kenyatta Hart, and my little cousin Sloan Bell. That's my little light-skinned cousin Sloan Bell right over there. It's a long story.
Well, let's talk about Maddie Sifakongovicet. She set a school record.
Yep.
Over 1,300 assists and
counting.
Yep.
And counting.
And she's regarded as one of the very best liberos in New York State.
But she played last night, George. So talking about the record, she played last night, and if I'm not mistaken, the coach said she's only 5 digs away from 1,500.
Oh wow! Yeah,
She's
she'll
5.
Get that
she'll get that the next game.
Yeah.
She's averaging like 10 a game, so she'll get that next game. So yeah.
Maura Eugene, she's another one of who's the heart and soul of that team.
Oh yeah.
And she's at the net and she spikes, she blocks. And Kenyatta Hart, the 6'4" freshman. I mean, 8th grader.
No, she's 8th grade.
My bad.
She's still on juice box. What are you talking about? She's still on her juice box.
She's getting better and better. We saw her.
Her timing is
early.
better.
Yeah.
Her timing is better.
She's blocking all kinds of shots. And she has power, though, although she didn't, show
She'll
it
learn that
day.
though. That explosiveness, that's something that she will learn.
Yeah, but
She'll
she has
learn
some
that.
nice little dinks and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's getting smarter at the net.
Yeah.
A lot smarter at the net.
Yeah. They also have Riley Hildebrand, Anna McCormick, Alexandra Burton, Lauren Watson, Gianna Iannotti, Chloe Iannotti, and Adrienne Fitzharris. We want to give them their props.
Oh, yeah,
Because
and-
this is a team.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
True team.
and not only that, they have a really good energy. But what's impressive is Maddie's growth as a leader.
Yeah.
Her growth as a leader is excellent. Excellent.
And that's what you want from your best player.
Oh, absolutely.
and she's
then-
going to be in contention for Player of the Year this year.
But before I go on, right? Before I even move on, real quick, let me just mention. Although Penfield lost that game, Penfield is a team that we still have to watch because last night we went to check them out. So they played Victor last night. So I know we were this segment was about the Webster Schrader girls, but Penfield versus Victor went down last night, and at this point, Penfield is the number 1 seed in AAA. Right? They beat Victor in 4 sets last night. One of the sets was 32-30. Okay,
Yeah.
so I just want to make sure that we mention that Penfield, they're the number 1 seed, and they're going to be the one that you can't get through sectionals without also going through the Penfield for AAA.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that they got Sydney Moore, Sydney Locke, Sarah Petrie, Natalie Schneider, Mackenzie Whitehead. They've all had great years so far. So I just want to mention that during this segment.
Yeah. Also, they have the libero Lily Spector.
Yeah.
And Molly Easton. They both. Molly Easton's a setter.
Setter, yeah.
And both of them are amazing. Yeah. Oh, speaking of amazing, I'm so sorry for Fairport. My girl Kennedy Harris.
Oh, we forgot to mention. Yes.
Yeah.
She's only a 10th grader.
Yeah.
She's only a 10th grader.
She's up at the net. She can hit.
Yep. So we
One of the
mention-
hardest hitters in Section 5.
No, hardest and accurate.
Yeah.
So people don't understand. You can be hard and not be accurate. She's one of the hardest and accurate hitters in Section 5.
She hits it like down.
But
yeah.
but not only that, she's only a 10th grader.
Yeah.
She's only a 10th grader, so there's a lot of time for her left in Section 5 volleyball.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go on to some football. Some football. Pittsburgh versus Penfield. This game, ooh,
That might have been the best football game we've been to this year.
listen, this game was so good. First of all, it was Pittsburgh's homecoming. It was definitely a clash between these two teams, right? One, it was so exciting. It was no downtime during this game at all, right? Pittsburgh had a huge previous week, knocking off Rush Henrietta, right?
Who we thought was going to
Go
go
undefeated,
undefeated in
right.
the regular season.
So, and meanwhile, Penfield came in at 1-4, right? So I'm just gonna set it up for there. Now you go ahead and take it from there.
Yeah, this game was all of Section 5 in a nutshell.
Okay.
Because I mean, you don't know what happens. Like Seinfeld said, it's bizarro world. Up is down, left is right. You know, everything is just crazy. So, but this shows what an exciting postseason we're looking at. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. All right, Penfield had a 21-7 lead at the half, thanks to a couple of rushing touchdowns by Zane Kropman. The second touchdown was set up by a huge 55-yard catch and run by Brody Joyce. Brody Joyce also ended the half to give him 21 points with a pick six with just 29 seconds left.
That broke their hearts. So go ahead.
All right. So it was 21-7. Pittsburgh got their first quarter score off of a 17-yard touchdown pass from Brody Pusateri to Deshaun Preston. So that's
he's
21-7.
talented.
Yeah.
Deshaun, the athleticism in this kid is crazy.
Yeah.
He's exciting to watch. Go ahead.
So after scoreless third quarter, things really got interesting in the fourth. Okay, Pusateri had a rushing touchdown to close it to 21-14, and Pittsburgh had one last drive on fourth down with under a minute left.
Yeah.
Pusateri connected with Jesse Jablonski on the sideline. His feet just got in. He got the first down by 2 inches.
They brought out the chains for that one.
Yeah.
They brought out the chains for that one.
Yeah, and so with just shortly after, with just 29 seconds left, Pusateri found Preston again in the end zone, tie game. Okay, so it went into overtime. Now in overtime, both teams get the ball at the 20-yard line. Okay, Penfield got the ball first.
Yep.
And Zane Kropman, he scored on just 3 carries. Made it look easy. All right, to make it 27-21 because they missed the extra point. All right, and that left Pittsburgh. They're at the 20-yard line.
Yep.
That gave them an opportunity to win. But on 3rd and 5 at the 15, Jake Maurer jumped up and made a spectacular interception in the end zone to end the game.
So can I say Zane had 214 yards rushing. He's a wrestler, so he has a different mentality than most players because he's a wrestler, and they have a totally different mentality. And I like his energy. By far, my favorite player in Section 5 to interview is him.
Yeah.
He has caused me. Coach Shembri said, "You know Zane owes you one." I said, "Yes, he does. He owes me one. He knows why, Zane. You know why you owe me one."
An elite wrestler, a state champion.
Oh yeah, very much so.
I remember he went into state semi. No,
He was hurt. He was even hurt going the season and wasn't even able to play all season and still became a state champ. But his energy is so. It's such a great energy. Yeah. The only interview I've edited is Zane Kropman. Zane, you owe me one. That's all I'm going to say. He know why. Zane, you know why. I want to collect too.
He had 214 yards rushing.
And Dominic Gunter had a nice game, made some clutch catches. Ronan
throws.
And Ronan Boyle had some big catches and was a force on defense. But Brody Joyce, I want to say first of all with him, talented lacrosse player. That's his sport. But let's talk about Deshaun real quick. In an interception, 55-yard punt return. He had 2 touchdown receptions. He's an exciting player to watch for Pittsburgh, and look for him to be extremely good over the next couple of years. Now, we're running out of time, so we got to go into the football week wrap real quick. We got 3 games. Gerard, let's talk about McQuaid versus UPrep. McQuaid 14, UPrep 28. Wow.
Yeah, so of course for UPrep, Bryson Thomas, he had 2 touchdowns. Kamari Miller rushed for 235 yards and a TD. Plus he had 5 tackles on defense. And Javion Sampson, he's a dog. 103 yards receiving. Kashmir Williams, 7 tackles, 3 for a loss, and 2 forced fumbles.
So then we're going to go right into Irondequoit. Irondequoit versus Brockport. Irondequoit 20, Brockport 14. Irondequoit is one of only 3 teams left in Section 5 that is undefeated. They are 6-0. And if we talk about that at the beginning of the season, people would be like, oh, you sure? Yes. They are 6-0 on the season. Cooper Moore, 141 yards.
He's having a great year.
And he's also a 3-sport athlete, a very, very talented lacrosse player also. 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, and on 21 carries. Irondequoit was leading 14-7 at the half. Eagles had 300 rushing yards. Out at halftime, though, Moore quickly added another touchdown to make it 20-7. The score, I know it's 20-14, indicates that it was a 2014 game, but it was much closer because Brockport was threatening. These 2 teams are actually got a little bit of rivalry and always play each other really tough. And believe it or not, Brockport played Irondequoit tough because Irondequoit is averaging about 40 points per game, and they held them to 20. Just so you know that. Coach Victor, congratulations on that big win for him. And he lost half of his staff pretty much that left to go back over to Aquinas. And let's go to Schrader versus Spencerport. Schrader 37, Spencerport 20. Schrader's done 3-3 on the season, Gerard. Colin Watkins threw for 452 yards, which is a school record. He had 5 passing touchdowns. AJ Mika was 230 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. Zach Caldas, 169 yards with 2 touchdowns. Schrader scored 30 straight points, and they had no answer for Webster Schrader. So, congratulations. So that's our football wrap. Gerard, we got to go into your pick. We got to go into your pick real quick. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
My pick is from Wilson Wildcats boys soccer.
Hey, that's my alma mater. Wilson, my alma mater. Go ahead.
Particularly Yassin Ali. Okay, he scored all 3 goals and all in the first half.
Okay,
he had a great game. Now, just a little background on this game. Wilson came in as the number 14. seed in their class. They only had 3 wins. Okay, Worlds of Inquiry beat them twice in the regular season, 3-2 and 2-1. But yesterday was Wilson's day. They win the RCAC championship. I also want to shout out midfielder Kaiser Dunya, defenseman Jesse Chetri, and goalie Armando Hassan. They all had outstanding games.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Yassin Ali. You are the Gerard's pick. Karen's pick. My pick is a little bit different. I picked a cheerleader this week. I covered cheerleading, and I picked Janasia Cutler of Athena Cheer. She is an early graduate, early recognition Black Scholar, honor roll. She's graduating early. She has a passion for cheer. She plans to attend Spelman to become a pediatrician. So we gotta make sure that, we are honoring not only our cheerleaders, but also especially the ones that are smart, graduating early, and is doing the do. Congratulations, Janasia Cutler of Greece Athena. You are different, my dear, and she is my Karen's pick for this week. Around Section 5, Gerard, around Section 5. We got 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so lots going on.
Only 3 teams remain unbeaten in football, okay? In Class A1, Irondequoit, Monroe in Class B, and Alexander Pembroke in Class C. So it's, like I said, anybody can beat anybody.
It's like 66 teams in Section 5, only 3 undefeated going into, for Week 7, right? Going into Week 7. Go ahead.
We'll talk about A1. Webster Thomas, they're on, nope, you got Irondequoit is 6-0.
Yeah,
okay.
but Webster Thomas is number 1 seed though.
Yeah.
Because it goes by points. They're off by like 0.2 whatever points because they probably play a bigger school.
Yeah.
So the first seed is Thomas at 5-1.
Yeah, they're on a roll. They're playing well.
Although Irondequoit is undefeated, Webster Thomas is the number 1 seed right now going into Week 7.
Well, Irondequoit, they have Cooper Moore, 2,000 rushing yards, 8 TDs. Josh Barr, he's only a junior, 223 yards and 6 TDs. Right?
But I gotta say something about Irondequoit. No one at the beginning of the year saw them coming like this. No one thought there would be an undefeated team. However, they played Churchville Chili this week for Week 7, and look for that to be one heck of a game because Churchville Chili is playing great also.
They're also 5-1.
They're playing great. That game is going to be a battle in the war. At 3, Brighton. Brighton is 5-1. They're the defending champs, as we're well aware. Was kind of shocked that Hilton shut them out 22-0. A couple weeks ago.
But Hilton's on a roll.
That's what I'm going to say. We're kind of shocked, right? Hilton is 4-2. They're the scariest team in that class. Hilton is the scariest team in that class. Trust and believe that. They're the scariest team in that class.
Yeah. And Victor and Trader, they're both 3-3.
Yep.
But again, Trader had a big win. Kalen Watkins, 1,346 yards and 13 TDs. He's throwing that ball. I shouldn't say Kalen, it's Colin. I'm sorry.
Yep. Real quick, because we only got like about 45 seconds. Going to shout out to Jeff Welch of Canandaigua football. He earned his 100th career win this past week against Gates Chili. Also, Sienna Falone of Aquinas Soccer broke the school record last week for career points, 168 yards and
168.
I'm sorry, 168 goals and counting. I'm thinking of football. And I just want to shout out Tyler Rieger of Hilton. He blocked that extra points against Aquinas last week.
That would have tied the game. That would have tied the game.
That would have changed everything.
Yeah, in the last seconds. Yeah.
So before we go, Gerard, real quick, I want to thank everyone that has been adopting families for the Primetime 585 Thanksgiving special. We do adoption, and if you're interested in adopting a family, you could hit our text line 626-7742. That's it for us today, guys. Thank you to Julio, the best producer in the 5.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.